We are at Now Playing in Columbia, Mississippi. We found out about this place through Brandon yesterday. We came by, talked to the guy, bought a few things, and then last night on our way home, we struck up a deal to do a trade, and I'm going to sell him a couple Nintendos. We'll show you everything that we got, everything that he gets, and then everything that we come home with. So we're developing a new network and new relationship with new friends. Stay tuned.
KB Toys is gone, TGNY, Kmart. Yep. That's cool.
I brought a mixture of stuff. I don't know. I paid $60 for this book, and I figured half that on that one if you wanted it.
Yeah. I've got the one, the first appearance of Deadpool.
That's a good book.
I've been debating on whether I want to send it off and get it graded or not.
I've thought about a buddy of mine. I've known him since he was our age.
Right.
And he got into collecting, and I sent his Maximum Carnage off. And if my other friend would have cleaned a little stain on the cover, all the books that we sent him would have come back exactly the grade that I told him.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
And it come down like a little bit because of that.
It's all attention to detail.
I thought he would have cleaned that little spot off, so I factored that into when I told him it would come back at. When it come back lower, I was so upset.
Oh, man.
He was cool about it. He's like, man, I don't care.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So there's the 3 NESs,
cool.
And then I put the AV cord and the charger that I got from you yesterday with them. So there,
it's all come right back, huh?
It's all good.
That's great.
But I'll put a controller, and I threw these in. They come in a bundle when I bought some.
Okay.
So I just threw these in.
Yeah.
And then there's some Motu, some Spiral Zone. These 2 are complete. I already had them. That's why.
Okay. What are these?
These are Spiral Zone.
Oh.
They come out in the 80s, and they were super attention to detail.
Yeah.
All their vehicles, everything. And you could buy extra weapons packs, extra clothing.
Wow. And I thought I was up on all of that.
The Spiral Zone was really cool. They had a comic book line, and wow.
That's crazy.
The price is on there, that's what you can sell. You don't sell quick at that price.
Okay.
There's some incomplete. Donatello. I was going to try to do that whole run, but the other ones are like 100 and up.
Really?
I told her, there's some of them at $200. I'm not chasing that, so I'll give you $60 for them.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Got some more Joes.
Yeah, I just got these in. A buddy of mine come and bought everything that I had.
Right.
And so the difference, we traded out.
Okay.
So I got him to bring all the Joes.
Is that bad in here? Or
He is right.
Oh, there's Overkill. I had about a dozen of these.
Yeah.
And then the original one also.
The one with the detachable hand.
Yeah, because I had armies of Bat soldiers.
I know a lot of guys that did that. They would have a lot of the infantry. They would have a lot of those.
Yeah.
They would have a lot of the 86 Vipers. Remember those?
Oh yeah.
Man,
I had Vipers. I had the blue suits. All them.
Right. You had infantry, pilot, and then you had soldier.
Yeah.
There's 3 different ones.
That was awesome.
The pilot, I believe, is the money one.
Right.
That's the one that comes with the aircraft.
Yeah.
Somebody's at the checkout.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I'll be right.
No problem.
Okay.
His mom wanted to ask you, like,
customized a new Coca-Cola,
Yeah.
and it sold within an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Of course.
As soon as I posted it, it sold.
Yeah.
And then so that's what drove me to make this one. And I wasn't gonna sell it, but it's up for that. I can always,
Make another one.
yeah, I mean, I'm an artist. I come up with crazy stuff all the time. I want to do a Borderlands.
Okay.
With the
Yeah.
lines and stuff.
Yeah, I had a guy that was he did a custom one. It had the toad on it.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
but we couldn't get it to work. I told him it just needed a new 72 pin. 'Cause, I mean that cartridge just
These
slid.
things are.
Yeah.
You can ask her. I had a buddy of mine. I bought 5 of them from him. And one of them he brought it from outside. He picked it up, and when he brought it in, water poured out
Oh
of it.
my. Yeah.
And I took it apart, cleaned it,
Cleaned it up.
put one of those bit connectors in it, stuck the cartridge in, fired right up.
Yeah.
Never gave me a problem. So you can shoot that thing with a gun and it will probably work. It's like
Yeah.
only
For shot. You know.
with a game.
GameCube literally survived.
I've only
and
had
played a
one
game.
GameCube. That's my vault truck.
Oh, that's
And then
awesome.
that's my BMW. I do Turbo Commander.
Let me get all this stuff here bagged up.
Exciting.
You want a box?
Be cool.
Yeah, let's find a box
gave
since we
you,
have these heavy consoles.
I gave you my boxes because I didn't want to just dump it out everywhere.
Yeah,
But
let me go find a box. I do Yu-Gi-Oh! You said all this Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff in your shop just don't sell, so
There you
we're
go.
trading now.
yeah, that's the best way to do it. That's why I network.
You know?
Because if I'm sitting on something for so long, maybe something your place is starving for.
Yeah.
So what's it gonna?
Different markets,
That's
you
it.
know? It's amazing the distance between the markets, how it can change.
From place to place.
Mhm.
Yeah. I hope that stuff does well for you.
Hopefully so.
And that way, like I said, you want to do some more of the vintage stuff,
Yeah.
I'll hunt you down. Ghostbusters, whatever you're looking for.
Okay.
And that way, maybe you'll get that market in here.
Yeah. Definitely on the retro side of it, Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo, and Sega Genesis.
Okay.
So,
I've got 3 more Nintendos, a Super, and a 64. That's like I'm getting that.
in the pipeline.
Mhm.
Okay.
He's just got to dig it out of his storage and just
Just keep me in mind.
I got a guy. I've got 3 people in Mobile, and we feed each other back and forth.
Yeah.
And then I've got people in Louisiana,
Okay.
and then I've got a few people in Georgia, but it's not easy to get stuff.